In a critical moment, Hill appears like a superhero, saving her and flying to safety before the plane explodes. A devil cloud burst from the blast. John's crew saw it, derailing their plans. They'll now transport nukes by car at base meanwhile. Initial tests show all systems go, no radiation found, which completely contradicts the rescue team's reports. After John's last call, Jules boldly theorizes that Hill deliberately caused the plane to spin out of control or to get her hands on those 2 nukes. So, I meant, how much are they worth to us? What are we willing to pay to get them back? This thought gave the suits quite the chills. Although only the president has the launch codes, it's still possible someone could find another way to detonate them. Under pressure from Little May, Hill had no choice but to spill the beans. John's helicopter has gone down in flames. Given reports from last night of multiple trucks entering the park, Little May guesses that John's gang is definitely planning on trucking the nukes out of here. I doubt he'll take them into the city. I mean, what's here? A river. Little May put the puzzle pieces when they hit the hillside by the riverbank. Sure enough, they spotted John's gang speeding toward the wall. Hill snatched up Little May's handgun, sending her off to call for backup while she plotted to snatch back the nukes, just in case they made a watery subtitle or they'll vanish in a blink. As Hill jumps in the nuke-laden wagon, Little May follows suit. Surprise! After being MIA for a day, Hill shows up here and John's crew is too spooked to shoot with the nukes right in front of them. With Hill and Little May teaming up, they successfully reclaim the wagon loaded with the nukes. But John wasn't done. He chased closely. So, Hill tied a flare to an oil drum. She lit it up and hurled it back at John's car, which went up in flames. Talk about an explosive roadblock. They seized the moment to speed off. But since bullets punctured the fuel tank, they had to find a good hiding spot for the nukes. So, Little May drove them to a nearby abandoned copper mine. Strange enough, this abandoned copper mine had a fancy padlock on it. How odd. Though they didn't have time to ponder it. Without hesitation, they reversed in, discovering a new lighting system in the mine. Looks like John had been here. This could be a secret nuke hideout. Hill hurriedly opened the control panel and started inputting codes haphazardly. Trained to know 3 wrong entries in a row would disable the nuke via short circuit. John getting it wouldn't help. Just as Hill predicted, the copper mine was the only hiding spot for miles around. At that moment, John was speeding toward the location, communicating with Hill through the wagon's radio, trying to sweet-talk her into surrendering with some juicy incentives. But Hill had already died once. She wasn't budging. She quickly punched in wrong codes, mocking John for his efforts. Suddenly, the activation light flashed, and the nuke started its 30-minute countdown. Turns out, John had tampered with the nukes earlier. He threatened the Pentagon. He was stacking the deck for his upcoming ransom, and was planning to detonate it. Hill glanced at the deep mine and instantly hatched a plan. She told John that if she put both nukes into the pit and one exploded, the other would go off too, and his plans would go up in smoke. Surprised, she outsmarted him. Then enraged, John rushed his crew towards the mine. Knowing the risk, they nonetheless moved the nukes to the depths of the 2,000-foot pit. Just as they secured the armed nuke and prepared to leave, John's crew arrived and opened fire on them. Under heavy fire, Hill and Little May fled deeper into the mine, letting John regain nuke control. John ordered his crew to continue the pursuit deep into the mine, but as soon as they took off, he quickly shortened the nuke's countdown to 13 minutes and bashed the control panel with a rifle butt. No room for air now, as he and his partner hauled the inactivated nuke back to the surface, while time ticked away. Hill and Little May made it to the elevator via the supply tunnel, but when they hit the button, they found the elevator had been completely blasted by John's grenades. Realizing they might be toast, they exchanged goodbyes. Just then, Little May remembered the underground river within the mine. Spark of hope reignited. He hurried to the map-marked cave to the river. After a playful jump, both fell into the swift underground river. They went with the flow, quickly carried off to a nearby freshwater lake. With just 90 seconds to go before the nuke goes boom, John's gang, fresh from their near-death experience, was spotted by a passing nuke rescue squad. Old Y panicked, bubbling incoherently, while John, angry and frustrated, booted him right back with a nuclear reversal, then killed the engine of the wagon. He couldn't afford any slip-ups right now, he just sat tight. Seconds later, with a loud bang, the mine's entrance erupted in a massive fireball, followed by violent tremors in the Instantly, a pit hundreds of meters deep formed, shaking air bases 200 miles away. The ground near the pit rolled like ocean waves as the nuke's electromagnetic pulse knocked out all the helicopter gear, leading them to uncontrollable crashes. Next, John sped off towards the river with the nukes in tow. Soon, John's two goons were set up at the riverbank, while Hill and Little May, the newly escaped duo, were lurking nearby. Shortly after, John successfully reunited with his minions, prompting the duo to sneak onto a speedboat, hoping to scuttle it while the guys were busy. But fate had other plans. John's crew passed them by while carrying the nukes, walking right into their trail. Subtitles: Little May, hiding on the boat, was taken away by John with the nukes, while Hill, in the river, could only watch helplessly. Meanwhile, the Pentagon got John's ransom video, demanding $250 by 2 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe.